What's up, everybody? Hey, it's JD Temple here from the Light of the Darkness. We're just chilling today, this afternoon. Um, I had some work that I had to do, and I got that done. And now I'm just kind of like in that in between transitional phase. So we're just gonna kind of like hang out together. You can certainly ask me any questions that you may have. I'm like actually kind of like just coming back into reality from being gone for like a whole week. Um, Maybe even 10 days. I was like not really, I guess, since like my last stream, I've just been kind of like checked out of reality. And so now I'm back in it and I'm here with you all. So, hey, what's up? Good to see you, Jose Munez. What's up? Yeah, man, I'm okay. Life is life, and like, uh, I don't even know sometimes what I want or what I don't want, and I enjoy life, but it's a lot. Life is a lot. But yeah, we do the best we can and we make the best of it, I guess, right? Yeah, that's what we do. So that's what I've been doing. Just had to kind of like disappear for a while, and like literally when I'm like that, I just really want to sleep. And I would love, like, I think that it should be legal for you to be able to have like kind of like a red card or a yellow card that you can pull in life from time to time, where you could like literally like just pull, and you can just kind of check out of life for like 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. Like, I really think something like that should exist, because sometimes really like life just gets to be like way too much, and um, some people just need to take a break from it. But this reality won't allow you any breaks whatsoever. It's just relentless, isn't it? It's just like we got to make that toilet paper and those pharmaceuticals, and you know, grandma's got to be picked up from the hotel, and blah 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 blah. Like, everything has to happen every day, all the time, and we're just um, running to the ground. I mean, I'm not really running to the ground anymore. I used to be, and I was for like 20 years of my life at least. Um, but it's like I really just don't think there's anywhere you can go or anything you can do to like actually get away from it. I don't think there is anywhere to go or anything that you can do. Like, once you've like awakened that awareness, or you've awakened that certain level of awareness, there's no turning back, man. And it's like, dude, like, what the hell, man? I wish someone would have told me. Like, man, that is a son of a bitch, isn't it? Like, wow. Like, Lucifer sure did get me with his little apple and his his temptations, like his temptations of like, ho ho ho. Do you really want to know like what's going on, JD? Do ya? Do you really want to know like the inner workings of the universe? Are you sure you're ready to handle that? Like, dude, you're not even ready to handle like what's inside of that VCR repair manual right there, buddy. Are you sure you want to know this information? Are you sure you're ready? Like, just knowing something is one thing, but like once you know it, you feel it, you embody it, you sit with it. And just like anything else, like once it exists, it is never going to not exist. And once you know, you're never going to unknow. And like the world turns into like a whole new fucking kind of craziness. But yeah, much love to you guys too. So hey, and thanks for the good energy. Yeah, we're gonna do some of that Luciferian Reiki today too. It's the perfect day for that. I'm not going crazy or anything, so just so that y'all know that. It's not that bad. Like I'm not losing my mind or anything, but um I have been unraveling slightly, you know, like just a little. Not in a terrible way, but just I don't know. I wish that my brain would make certain chemicals that it doesn't make. And that's really kind of like the crux of the whole thing. Is that it's really difficult living like this. And so like this is kind of I guess a stream for any of you that deal with mental illness. But if you deal with like mental illness, and I mean like bipolar disorder, and like when people say bipolar, I know that can probably mean like a million different things to a million different people, but I guess for those of you that like that don't actually know what I'm talking about when I say bipolar, or like what it actually is, or what people go through that deal with it, is it basically it's like either you feel like $1 million, or you feel like you just, you know, and that you can take on the world and take care of anything like easy, like effortlessly, right? Like life is simple and you have it all figured out, to the next day like you can't get out of bed and you can't do any of those things that you could do yesterday. And it's like you've almost like, it's like you wake up in another life almost. So it's kind of like, it's like you're disabled basically. It's like living with like having that emotional roller coaster. And I know, I'm sorry, I'm just going to talk about it for a second. It's like, you can't be yourself all the time. And it really sucks. It's kind of like, it's like, I feel like it's like running around with like your leg and your arm cut off, and you're trying to like do all the things that you did with an arm and a leg, but now you don't have one, and you're trying to do the same shit. You know that you should be able to, and that you know that you can, but all of a sudden you can't, and it's just like, what the fuck? And it doesn't make any fucking sense either. Like why, like what happened, you know? Like I don't know, like nothing happened, it just is. And so it really messes with like how capable you feel as a person, how capable you feel as a man, or just as an individual. Because I know that I'm capable of like pretty much anything I set my mind to, you know. But when you add this to the mix, like that just takes everything away. So I've been going through that the last week, and I hate it. And you know, like I don't know what I'm gonna do about it. I'm gonna do something about it, damn it. I'm gonna do something about it, damn it. You know, there's certain things like this. Like, obviously, this condition has something profound to teach me, right? I don't know what that is, but I am certainly, like, trying my best to be open to understanding what it is. Because really, like, it takes me away from life more than anything else. I don't know. I know medication works for some people, but not for me really well. What's up, Mocha? What's up, Amun Ra? What's up, Mitil? And Mike Rusi? What's up, Cthulhu? Hey, hey, hey. What's up, Cora? What's up, Robin? Thanks for sending the love and the energy, man. I appreciate that, dude. Something is on the to-do books that we can be sure of, says Alman Ra. And Mocha said, adaptation is very significant in the way it swiftly comes and goes. Don't let yourself drown in the want needs when you've come this far. Good stuff is getting close, real close, around the corner. Hell yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, man, like, with a path like this, you know, like, it doesn't have to be dark, but it is kind of just dark by its very nature. And you do kind of surround yourself in some of those vibrations and some of those frequencies. And like, I know this, and I'm certainly aware of that. And I know that, like, it makes it even, like, it, so, like, in my case, for example, like, it, like, the pressure gets put on me, like, a lot to, like, abandon what I do and to, like, give up my path completely and to either, like, turn to Christianity or to turn to something else. And, like, you know, like, like, for real, I mean, the thoughts cross my mind, like, a million times, you know, it has. And, like, especially, like, when things get really, really, really hard, you know, when things really start to feel like they don't make sense, and when things start to, like, when life is like really lifing, and, like, when the bipolar shit that I'm dealing with is, like, really in high gear, it's like, it almost becomes, like, obvious, you know, that, like, oh, your spiritual path is your entire problem, dude. And, like, if only you would stop doing those things and embrace Jesus, or if only you would stop doing that and just be a different JD, you know. And, like, I part of me is like, wow, like, if only it could be that easy, if I could just give all of this, my spiritual path up, and like, do something different, and it's just going to, like, automatically fix all my problems. But then it's like, that's really kind of like, that's really the weak human inside of me wanting to just, like, lessen the pain, you know, and thinking of, like, what's going to fix things right now, what's going to fix this moment right now, like, what's going to be the route to less pain, you know. And, like, what is the route to less pain? What would be the route to less pain in that, you know? Like, oh, like, the route to less pain might be for me to say fuck it and just go be a Christian and, like, not worry about any of this shit anymore, you know. But, like, I know that all of my problems would just follow me. Plus, like, I believe in what I'm doing wholeheartedly, and I wouldn't really just run to, like, some other religion if the pressure got too much. But I guess what I'm saying is that, like, that human part of me definitely would try to sway me in a way to where it would make sense for me to, like, just go back to church, you know, like, and to blame it on this, to, like, find a reason why my life is not where I want it to be, or why I'm, like, why emotionally, like, why my life isn't where it needs to be emotionally speaking and, like, mentally speaking. But, like, that would be, like that would be like a logical thing, right? For people, like some people would say, oh, well, just quit doing what you're doing, right? But like, no, like a spiritual path don't work like that, you know? And like all of this stuff is very mysterious. And I do think that like your spiritual path is going to like push you to the nth degree. Your spiritual path is meant to test you. Your spiritual path is meant to teach you really, really, really important lessons. And like maybe ultimately, maybe, who knows, like maybe ultimately in the end of it all, like I am going to like not be a left hand path practitioner someday and I end up doing like X, Y, or Z. Maybe that will happen, you know. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I'm always like certainly like my path is definitely alive in that it is something that is absolutely flexible and malleable. It goes and kind of flows in all directions like water. I'm certainly like a curious seeker. And like I was talking to Martha earlier today about this, like all her and I want, both of us, like all we want is truth, you know? Like I really just want truth. But it's like, you know, like that's all I've ever wanted in any of it, right? Is just truth. But the more actual truth that is revealed, not only does like the more confusing things become, but also too the truth is usually, like from what I've seen so far, the truth is like unbearable. The truth is something that I feel deep inside of me is like it'll get you. It's going to get you, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what the absolute truth is. I do know that it's going to shock you when you find out. I do know that. Like that much I do know. I know that the absolute truth is something that's so ridiculous that you're going to be like, "What the fuck? That's the actual truth of this existence and this life and this universe? Like that's it?" Or it's that simple. And I think it is one of those things where it's like that simple, but it is really that complex. Um, so I wanted to say hey to everyone. Um, like I'm kind of coming off of pretty much like a week of just being closed off from the outside world and like just not participating in life. And that's like what I have to do, like when I go through these modes like this, is like literally I just have to kind of just like shut off and shut down. And you know, I don't respond to anybody, I don't talk to anyone, I don't do any fucking thing. And I try to like exist as little as possible, and usually during those times I really just like sleep. So I'll like sleep, you know, 15 to 18 hours a day or more if I possibly can. Um, and of course, like that's certainly not good for any type of regular life or business life or professional life. You know, all of those things like suffer greatly when you go into modes like that. If any of you have ever experienced it, man, like you've got my sympathy, you've got my compassion, man. I like sometimes life can be so overwhelming that like all you can do is kind of surrender and be. And that's kind of where I found myself, you know, just kind of surrendering and being. And I'm fortunate to where I've got like my life situated in such a way to where I'm able to do this without it impacting my life too much. I might upset some people, and for all of you that I upset and inconvenience, I'm really sorry about that. I definitely don't intend to or mean to. But I certainly, when those types of spiritual things hit you, it's kind of like it's kind of like it's a part of the dark night of the soul. I certainly wouldn't call it a full dark night of the soul, but it's kind of like a mini one, a mini dark night of the soul. And I think like when you're having those dark nights of the soul, like that's all you can do is try and get through it. You know, like try and get through it in any way that you can, knowing that it will pass. It always does. Like you're not going to be in that spot forever. But I know that it can be extreme and it can be extremely taxing. So, you know, it's like I was dealing with a lot of this kind of stuff that I deal with now, um, like prior to being a witch. I was already dealing with depression. I was already dealing with bipolar disorder. Um, Not to the degree that I deal with it now by any means, but it was already present in my life prior to becoming a witch. So, you know, like I certainly can't blame my mental instabilities on being a witch. You know, I do find it odd. It seems like a lot of witches do suffer with what would be classified as traditional, like mental illness in the Western world. But I think now today, like most of us have been so traumatized, and I really do think that a lot of what's going on with people really is having to do with our merging of man and machine in the way that and where we are with it now. And like I feel that like I'm one of those individuals, I'm one of those energies where my biology does not mesh well with this technology that they're bringing in and they're introducing. um, you know, a lot of this, the false elements of this false world really does not meld with me. And like the further along we're going down in time, the older I'm getting, the more and more I'm feeling like I don't belong here, that I'm foreign to this place, that, you know, the food's not good for me, the frequencies aren't good for me, the vibrations aren't good for me. Um, some people have like it doesn't seem to bother them whatsoever, and they are connecting with this technology and they're connecting with these things, and it's like it's easy for them. But I think there's like a big group of us, I think that is by and large like a lot of people's problem. um Really is like your system being inundated with frequencies and vibrations that are not natural and that you're not meant to have to like process. And like I can feel that. It's like it's basically like an energetic burnout. Like I feel energetically and spiritually burnt out. And it's like I really feel like it's like I feel like something's happening too collectively, where I feel like that like we're not being allowed to rest properly. I've been getting a lot of weird um, pressures in my left ear, and like this weird like frequency thing going on there too. Like it seems like they are. And I know this is going to seem like, oh, there's a crazy dude with, you know, on YouTube talking about some fucking crazy conspiracy shit, but it definitely seems like that something is being messed with. Like, I'm very sensitive. I've been feeling it. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on, but whatever it is, they've been cranking it up to like more intensely than normal.
What makes Michael's custom framing different is when we have a customer at the counter, it's one-on-one. I'm teaching the customer about frames, math.
All right, Cthulhu, peace out. Got to clock out at the phone at 10%, Sunneth. Cool. I don't know. Does anybody have any big Christmas plans or Thanksgiving plans? Anything cool that you're going to be doing for the holidays? I don't think that I do really. I'm loving what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see my daughters, and I'm gonna spend the night with them on Christmas Eve night, and um, like make like all kinds of good like little food for them and stuff, like little hors d'oeuvres and like finger food things and everything. So um, I did this last year too. So I got all three of them like these matching like little outfits and stuff, and it was like they were like Nightmare Before Christmas, so they were like knee high striped leg like stockings with like this like long nightgown, and they were like all so cute wearing that, and I like made food for them, and like we watched like Christmas stuff and everything, and it was like so fun, dude. So yeah, I love that. Like I love holidays, especially if you're cooking and having like a good meal, and to like you know um, some like some great holiday music, and like if you have some of like your favorite holiday movies and things, like those moments really are great, and I love them so much. It's just so strange, like how over the years how everything has changed and morphed into where really like even those like beautiful precious times and those holidays, like nothing has that same shimmer and sparkle that it used to, nothing tastes like it used to taste, nothing feels like it used to feel. Like it's kind of like everything just feels off. So maybe we're trapped in some kind of weird alternate timeline that we just need to kind of like collectively shift back onto the right one. I don't know if all of you kind of feel that with like Christmas and holidays. Like, I don't know how old a lot of you are, so I know for a lot of you, you may not be old enough yet to even know what I'm talking about. I would say if you're at least like 35 or so, or 30, you'd probably be able to understand it. If you're any younger than that, then I would say that you probably haven't kind of like gotten to that place. Yeah, exactly, Friar Pestle. Anadonia. What's up, brother? Good to see you too, T-Man. But it's like, I swear it just feels like we're living in a different world in so many ways sometimes. Like this really does not seem to be the exact same reality, and I'm sure it's not. I mean, I think that I think I'm existing in several of them. Um, I mean, this is the main one that I'm conscious of and that I'm cognizant of. That maybe some of you all have realities that you are conscious of and that you know about, and that you do things in some of your realities. Like, do you guys do some things in some of your other realities that are fun and crazy? Um, I definitely get the notion, and I have the feeling that I am doing something meaningful and beneficial in my dreams when I'm sleeping, and that like it is critical that I'm asleep in this reality in order to take care of whatever it is on that other side. Like it won't really tell me any more than that, but I really do have that notion, and like at certain times it's like more so than others. It's kind of like sometimes like everything's cool over there, but then other times it seems like it's not, and I need to sleep more so that I can take care of this shit. What's up, Holden Cox? He said, I want the Dragon Balls so I can defeat the Green Lantern. Hell yeah. We don't talk about Fight Club. T-Man, reality shifts are becoming more frequent these days. A true signal never surrenders. Tyler Durden. Ha. Yeah, man, like I've been like just like I don't know. I've been thinking about getting back on like a certain medication. It's not an antipsychotic or anything like that. Um, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is either. I'll keep you guessing, but it's like this is a very personal thing, but I share with you guys everything, and like, um, just like my brain doesn't make the chemicals that it should, and I'm really sick of fucking living like that. And I've tried like pretty much every antidepressant you can think of and shit, and there's some things that I've taken in the past, from a doctor, not drug. It's not like off the street drugs or any fucking thing like that. Um, but I'm thinking, just for like my daily quality of life and shit, I'm thinking about doing this again, and like, it's a big deal. I mean, it's a pretty fucking big deal. Um, but and it's like, like this is something that like most people would probably never fucking tell anybody. They'd be like, I wouldn't fucking tell you if this was gonna be happening. But again, y'all my soul family. I love you all. You guys all here, my main lifeline and, life support, man, like outside of my darling girlfriend, Mothra, so thank you all for everything and for being here. Um, but I'm thinking about going and getting back on this one thing. And it's weird because like this is it's like not even for it ain't even for like depression or anything, but it will help to fix that issue, and so and also too like it'll make it to where I don't want to drink and all that shit too. So um you know I probably will be doing that. And like, yes, magic can take care of a lot of things, man. And I have been plugging away at this fucking issue right here, since I've been a magician, and every magician that I know, and all of them, and myself included, have made great strides in that department. But basically, I think what I deal with is like post-acute withdrawal syndrome from being a drug addict for so long, on top of like the bipolar shit. Like it seems to be like pause, and so like I don't know, any of y'all that understand what it's like to like live like that or to try to live this way. It's fucking hard, dude. It is really fucking difficult to just to say like fuck it, like like I'm supposed to be this big badass black magician, right? Well, yeah, like there's many days where I'm not even able to like function and shit in this world, in this reality, like it just gets to be that hard to handle and hard to take care of. And it's like I'm not embarrassed to say that shit, and I talk about it only because like I understand that I am not the only one going through this, and I know that other people suffer with this shit. And if I can help anyone in any kind of way to like make your suffering a little more bearable, and I want to do that. And I understand too, like the more we talk about this kind of shit, the sooner hopefully we'll come to a solution for it, because like I wish that people took this shit more seriously so that we could actually get somewhere with it. Because with everything that we can fucking do now, and we can't take care of this shit or even like really take it seriously, like it really fucking sucks, because like just know that there's millions of people in this world that are like suffering every day, and most of them are probably suffering needlessly because we have the solutions to these things, we have the answers to these things, but unfortunately that's not what we're focused on. A lot of other really stupid things that really don't fucking matter. Instead of really focusing on a lot of things that really would help and impact a large number of people, not just a marginalized group. I mean, really, nowadays it seems to be kind of like mental health is like, I guess nowadays, man, if you're not dealing with something related to that, like, really consider yourself lucky, for sure. You know, I'm 44 years old. I've been dealing with this shit for probably like, I guess like 15 years now or something. So yeah, maybe more. So probably more like 20 years. Because I think it started when I was about 25 or some shit, somewhere in there. Like started setting in like more severely around that time, like 25 to 29. Um, but I mean, like, dealing with shit like this, I mean, really, it's like no different than like not having a fucking foot to be able to walk around on. But no one understands it because no one can see it, you know. Thanks, Fire Pestle. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, dude, and I appreciate all of you. And I hate to talk about this shit again. I like to talk about it a little bit, like if I've been gone for a while, if I haven't been on the channel for a minute, um, you know, just to kind of update you guys on what's up and this and that. Um, like, I don't know how a lot of you out there do it, and like, I want to tell you, to each and every person out there watching, I'm fucking proud of you. I'm proud of you for having what it takes to exist in this reality. Like, holy shit, spiritual cowboy, you know? Like, you are a real motherfucker for being able to do it. Because a lot of people couldn't, and a lot of people can't. And the crazy intergalactic school bus getting out and taking a trip on Earth is probably as crazy as it gets, and you're here, so hell yeah, dude. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I guess as far as your existence goes, I guess you were gonna have to do it at some point, and here you are now, right? Putting in the time, right? And that's the thing. It's like, what I'm really striving for, like truly striving for, is like, and I think we all are, like, to live a life to where I don't feel like I'm just putting in the time. I want to live a life that I'm excited about. I want to live a life that, like, I look forward to. I want life to, like, excite me again. I want food to taste good. I want moments to, like, feel like I never want them to fucking end. I want this event that I'm, like, so excited to go to that I can, like, barely stand it. And, like, every day that I go to work or do my thing, it doesn't even matter because I'm so excited that Friday's coming that, like, it makes it all okay. Instead of feeling like, fuck, every day that you wake up is putting in time. It's putting in time and, like, clicking down and counting down to, like, what exactly? To what? More problems? Older age? Less functionality? higher prices, worser attitudes, you know, like, it's wild. And as the magicians that you know that yourself to be, you get in that mode and you start focusing on that shit, and like, really, reality has a funny way of showing you all of it everywhere. You turn on the TV and there it is. You look out the window and there it's at, like, and for some reason, like, it seems like, and that's the weird thing too, right? It's like, this world is supposed to kind of be a 50-50 split, right? A 50-50 split of light and darkness. Like, equal ratios, right? But why is it that it feels so much better to do something bad? Why is it that we're interested in bad news? Why is it that everything that we want is dark and forbidden and bad and this and, like, yeah, like that, like the lies, the deception, all of that? It seems to be so much more powerful in this realm. It doesn't seem to be a 50-50 thing anymore. It's almost like we're living in a different version of reality where goodness hardly holds any weight anymore at all whatsoever. Like, there's just little sparks and like glimmers of light where there used to just be like full spectrum, full visibility. It's kind of like our reality is like fizzling out, is dying out, it's like going dark. It's like we're going dark. And you could like look at it and like blame people like me for it, you know, blame a witch for it. Like, you can blame a witch for our reality going dark, like, all day long if you want to, but I don't really think that you can blame all of society's problems and our reality going dark solely on witchcraft or Satan, for that matter. How do I feel about fat shaming? I hate it. No, if I fat shamed anyone, I'm sorry. No, I don't like fat shaming. It sucks. I don't want to shame anyone. No, I don't want to shame anyone or make anyone feel bad about anything, dude. You know, like, I'm not a perfect dude by any means, and like, I say fucking off, you know, I say derogatory things about different groups of people and shit all the time, and I don't mean it because I hate anyone. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I don't say those things. I do. Unfortunately, I'm an ignorant piece of shit sometimes. You know, I am exactly what I make fun of, like, all the time. You know, I'm no better than anyone else. That's for freaking sure, dude. Yeah. Can I make it clap? What? Have I ever been bullied? Have I ever been bullied? No, I don't think so. No. Well, I mean, yeah. I've been bullied. Yeah. I was bullied in middle school for a little bit. But not a whole lot. I didn't go through that like a whole hell of a lot. So Friar Presto said, it's hard as if you try to feel anything good if you're in pause. That too much to ask of yourself. I know, dude. It's hard, man. Like, there's just really, I guess kind of when you get to the point to where, like, there's no drug that you can do. There's no alcohol that you can drink. There's no really anything that you would be presented with externally speaking that could change anything. Like, to where it really gets to be like that, you know, it's like, holy shit. And I guess it's kind of like a place that I deserve to be in, because obviously I overstimulated myself and indulged so much so often to the point to where it was more than that reality would allow for. So karmic debt, here we are. I'm doing time. Like, do I believe that karmic debt is real? Like, yeah, it definitely kind of seems to be, man. I definitely think that depending on the choices I make, the universe is certainly going to either um, reward me or punish me. And I don't think that I can, like, I guess if you really look at every single case of every single situation in life, you could probably look at it and say, like, yeah, here's parts of your life where you're experiencing certain amounts of karmic debt, and like, here's where it came from. Here's what happened, here's what you did, and here's where you, like, paid the price for it in, like, whatever capacity. And it seems like with a lot of things, like, sometimes, like, the only thing that will actually assist you in realizing true and actual results is time. Like, time really seems to be the only thing. Like, certain amounts of time have to pass in order for something to be healed. Certain amounts of time have to pass for this to be overcome. Like, whatever the case may be. Hold on, I have to answer the phone real quick. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I had to take a phone call. My bad. um, So what time is it? 4:30? It's 4:30. Okay, so I've got a little bit more time. I don't have to leave yet. I got to go pick Martha up here in a little bit. Amun Ra said, I think that opening, connecting, and operating through the heart center is important to healing and source connection. Hell yeah, dude. And I think that's something that, on the left-hand path, a lot of people are, and including myself, are, like, truly missing out on that actual true, like, source connection. Because you've got a lot of people, I think, on the left-hand path especially, where, like, depending on how they got there, either hate God or they disown God, or either God doesn't exist entirely. Like, whatever the case may be, they've just, like, totally turned their back on any concept of, like, the creator or source or what have you. And, like, I really don't know what, like, a lot of these people believe. Like, I don't know if they think that, like, Lucifer created the universe, or I don't know. I don't know if they even care. A lot of us really, we've cut ourselves off from that source energy. We've cut ourselves off from that light. And I'm not saying that light is God and that God is Yahweh, or that God is the Muslim God, or that God is the Jewish God, or that God is any of these things. Like, of course, I do believe that there is a creator. There must be. This doesn't just happen by accident. There's a lot of accidents, but a cosmic accident to this magnitude, I don't think so. There certainly is a creator. Now, I don't think that creator is who any of us think he is. I do think that we are all him, or in her. We're all him and her. We are all a fragment of God. We're all taking on our separate egos and experiencing God, experiencing ourself in this separation. So really, there is no difference between you and I, and no distance in between us. We are the same, and you're talking to yourself, and I'm talking to myself right now by seeing the messages that you're communicating to me, and blah 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 blah. Because I do think that that level of omnipresence and omnipotence must be extremely lonely. I think there is something um, to sharing that, and that's even a biblical thing too. I don't know where you find it, but where two or three are gathered in my name, there you will find me, and that's what it is. All two or three of us come together, we are all experiencing different aspects of the whole of that same being. But it's all starting to kind of seem like I spent a whole lot of time overcomplicating all of this. I spent a whole lot of time, like, really just thinking that there was so much to this metaphysical existence, or where this metaphysical and this physical existence overlapped, that there was this really, like, some big huge secret, and there was things that I could ascertain that would seriously assist me in like becoming greater than an average human being. And like, do I believe that that is possible? Yes, but I see it all in such a different way now. um it's so much of what I thought it was not, and it's so much of what I thought it wasn't too. um but all in all, it is all very simple, and it all is very rudimentary. And I think the more that you break anything down to its fundamental form, that is something that you can really understand and build upon and like work with. I think it's when you really like, when you unnecessarily make something overcomplicated, then it just becomes a bunch of frivol. Like for me, like, Crowley, most of his stuff really just kind of seems to be a lot of, I mean, I don't want to call it drivel, but it's, maybe it's just, maybe, like, I certainly understand the concept of like pushing yourself to like the boundaries of everything and seeing what comes of that, and those kinds of things. I really do, but a lot of it I can't really begin to even understand. And I know that like that's not for everybody too, but I think that a lot of that was just, way overly complicated, or those are things that obviously I'm just not ready for. Maybe I never will be in this lifetime, I don't know, but I just don't really feel a connection to it. And I've really never really been interested in his stuff. Some of it, I've definitely worked with his Invocation to Pan, and I do have several of his other books. I think I have Libra 777 and a few others, but I've just never really embraced him. And I'll be surprised if I ever do. Like, he's popped in and out of my reality, along my path, quite a few times, but he's just not one for me, dude. But some people love him, dude. Some people love him. Well, have a good nap, T-Man. What's up, Gustavo? Amun-Ra said, I am self-centered, a theist, singularity and coherence. Hell yeah. Amun Ra said, Thelema is very deep. It's simplistic, superficial exterior. It goes very deep. The level of understanding Crowley had is impressive. FR. Yes, yes, my brother. But yeah, I mean, like, I know a lot of people, for a lot of people, like, Crowley may be, like, way over their head, and I get that. And it is for me, too. I mean, I'm not like that well read of a person to begin with. I mean, I'm not an idiot, but I didn't graduate from college either, you know? I'm kind of more of like a technical blue collar type of dude. In my approach and my way of thinking, I'd rather just kind of like get in there and get my hands on it, you know? Yeah. I do want to thank everybody too for being here today with me and kind of just like, you know, holding space, being here, sharing this hangout chill session with me. Like, I really do appreciate it. Oh, cool, Gustavo. I realized, dude, that I had forgotten to send you a copy of the group right video. So I sent it to you, bro. Something told me today. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I was going over my head, like making sure that I sent it to everybody because I'm not a checklist type of guy. I don't make lists. Like lists and things like that would greatly improve my life in many ways, but I like to keep it all up here, and that's just kind of how I operate. That's how I've always operated. I keep so much up in my head that it's like insane, and I like never write it down or never really keep it in order, and usually everything goes great, but there is every now and again I will miss one, and so I'm sorry, brother, but I'm glad that you got it. Cool, man. Okay. Thank you. Robin Simon said, "You're welcome, JD. Did you work with Vanth the Intrask Psychopomp or Hecate?" Yeah, I've worked with Hecate several times. Um, I did a path working with Hecate about 2 years ago, I would say. Um, and that involved quite a bit of DMT. And that was a crazy path working. Um, I will work with her again. Author has an altar for her over here in our living room, up on that top shelf there, and she actually appeared to her as well. I would, tell most witches out there, if you really live your life following synchronicities and really are in tune with the world around you and how it speaks to you and how the spirits tend to speak to you and communicate with you, if you do run across or find a key, that would be a significant an indication to me that Hecate is calling to you and wants to work with you. I had that happen. Mother had that happen. And this is like, when I say find a key, I don't mean that like it could be as simple as you just find a key on the ground and there's your key. But usually it's going to be kind of an odd key. It's going to be an odd situation. It's going to be an odd way that you come across this key. And if you run across a key, that's a really good signification right there that she wants to work with you. Um, like I live my life like that. Like by and large, I let the universe speak to me. I kind of read into everything and kind of dissect every little detail of everything. I wouldn't say that I do it in an unhealthy way, but it's just kind of like how I operate and how I am. I do, like, the way that I operate, like, I take everything in, like if someone's talking to me, it's really not just what they're saying, everything about the whole interaction, even things that aren't directly attached to that person, like the universe is still a part of that interaction. It's not just them, it's everything. And like that's something I think that like if people did get in tune with that, if they really did get in tune with the universe a little bit more to where they could kind of see the bigger picture of things as they unfold in their life in real time, you begin to see it kind of painted out in this whole canvas. But on the other hand, too, that takes some like getting used to operating in that way. And like it can make you feel a little bit crazy. So you have to be able to kind of like foster a certain level of true discernment there as well. Fanati Kamu 13 said, dude, I just found a key of someone else on the ground at the gym and it gave it to the owner's gym like 3 days ago. Whoa, well, there you go. That's probably a sign right there. I would at least like maybe draw Hekate's sigil out and make an offering and just kind of open the door there a little bit. I don't know. Take that wherever you want to take it, but it seems like that's all a synchronicity. We're talking about it now. You just found it. Yeah, dude. Absolutely. What's up, fun boy? Gustavo said, hey, man, I always want you to be good. I tell Zaza when I give blood to help you and thank him. Thank you so much. And yeah, Robin, absolutely. Funboy said, hello, JD. Can you use your abilities to tell me, for informational purposes only, what my gut issues could be from? Like, as soon as I go into that, the first thing that I get and see is like, and I know this is generic, but it just said bacterial. I got bacterial, and I could see like little microscopic like amoebas and things kind of like multiplying. I got bacterial. So there's something to do with some kind of bacteria or something of that nature. Some kind of... That's what I got. That was the first thing that came up was bacteria. Yeah. I hope you feel better. I'm sorry, dude. Having a body sucks, doesn't it? Like, holy fucking shit, dude. Like, ugh. This existence is no joke, y'all. Like, this existence is pretty fucking hardcore, man. And I think that's like, that's part of like the thing about awakening, right? It's like you awaken to like all of these things, right? But you also awaken to like the severity of the burden, you know? Awakening to the severity of the burden that you're under, that is like, holy shit, what the fuck? Like, man, like, I do kind of think that if I had an opportunity to go back and like go back to sleep and like never know any of these things and to like live my life like never having discovered witchcraft, I think that I would do it. I really do. I think that I would go back and I would do it over and I would be like, no, I don't want to know. And just so that I could like see like what kind of life I could have had if I wouldn't have gone down this path that I went down, like if I wouldn't have known and if I wouldn't have understood, you know, like for any of you out there, because this is one of my doom and gloom streams, so sorry. So thanks for hanging out with me, y'alls, on it. But like, I just want to say, and I feel like that I'm pretty correct in saying this, like, if you think that opening your third eye and be spiritually awakened is all unicorns and bunnies, then you are certainly mistaken. Because really, I would say having your third eye open really is like, it is more of a burden, I think, than anything else. Like, opening your third eye is pain, opening your third eye is suffering. And why do I say that? Is because opening your third eye is the understanding of the realm that you live in. And where do you live? In a realm of suffering. This physical realm does to seem to be, to me, a realm of suffering. I think that we do live in the realm of suffering. We're doing an okay job at like beginning to wrap our heads around that and understand that a little bit more. And we've done things to ease our daily suffering, but we've done so much more to exacerbate just very rudimentary levels of suffering. We've exacerbated those like crazy. Like, I feel like so many of us have like super sensitive receptors that like have been like artificially stimulated in such a way that they can't really be satiated anymore. It makes people nuts. You know? It makes people crazy, dude. I really think so. But, well, a little music here for us, y'all. And by the way, thanks for hanging out again, you guys. I really fucking appreciate it. Very much. Cool. What's up, Aaron? Great to see you. Great to see you, Aaron. What's up, my friend? Hell yeah. Funboy said, yep, Curtis. Joseph said that you might see a giant spider in the astral. And Sylvia Brown said you see horrible things because that's where we live. Yeah, dude. I mean, we are. We're certainly in a very strange realm of suffering. It's definitely, it's a very creative realm. It's a realm of creation, but certainly with that freedom of expression and creation has come a fucking huge level of suffering is attached to it. For some damn reason. I don't know why that suffering's got to be in there, man. It would be so much better if we could just, like, not have the suffering part of it. And it seems like when you look at history and you like watch documentaries and whatnot, people are always writing about easing the suffering. And there's this movement and that movement to ease suffering and to ease suffering. But it just seems like there's just more suffering and more suffering. I don't know that there's really any suffering really being eased anywhere. And not that I can even complain. I know my suffering is nothing compared to actual real suffering. My suffering is superficial at best. I mean, shit. Hey, Mistress Morticia. Great to see you. But yeah, I mean, like, most of us that live in the Western world, we don't know anything of what true suffering is. I mean, I bitch and moan and complain because I'm just having a hard time at life sometimes, and it's just, I'm feeling a little uneasy about it and get some stress and some anxiety and shit. Like I might tremble or sweat or something like that, but like my life, my existence, and the life and existence of the people that I love and care about is not in danger by any means. That's a reality that we really don't have to even consider. Or at least we have been insulated from that and protected from that for the most part, for most of our lives. Most of us can say that. And that's a wonderful thing. But in this realm, yeah, there's suffering on all levels and to all degrees. Mental and emotional torment. That's a tough one. Mental and emotional pain hurts just as bad as physical pain does, I would say. Like, there's really not too much delineation there. Pain is pain. If it hurts, it hurts. But I think that's really, if you think about it, I guess kind of like pain is king of this world. I think that we probably don't really focus on anything else more than we do focus on pain, or our willingness to separate ourselves from it as much as we possibly can. Pretty much everything we do is in the name of escaping pain, or in the name of lessening the pain, or a way of bypassing the pain altogether. It seems like existence is really just kind of like running from a bullet. Yeah. That probably sounded like a really good idea, like when you were getting ready to get into your avatar, getting ready to go on this crazy shamanic voyage or something. Like, it's probably something like this existence is probably like doing some kind of like designer drug in the future. Like, it's like doing mushrooms or ayahuasca like 30 years from now. You can actually like jump into a body and have like an actual existence, and like, okay, you want to go to this realm where like pain is king. Let's go do that one for 45 years. Like, that sounds like a great idea. Like, let's incarnate into that avatar, into that realm. Like, I don't know if I want to do that, but it's so much like Minecraft, dude. You can like build shit. Like, I don't know, dude. Robin Simon said, I'd rather numb the pain so I get used to loving it. Yeah. 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 I used to have a lot of ways to numb it. But it's like, as time goes on, it's kind of like you run out of ways. You run out of ways that actually work. Yeah, Amon Ra said, hell yeah, there's a specific work that can only be accomplished here in the lower 3D realm. Yeah, and that seems to be the case. It seems to be that, like, we're certainly here for a specific reason. We're existing here in order to learn certain things, in order to find that secret scroll that we gotta get and take on to level 4 in the next existence after this. Like, I think life probably means something a little bit different for all of us. And I know, like, finding your purpose is really like the sweet spot. That's the key. That's the answer, is finding your purpose. People that find their purpose and that are living their life passionately and with a purpose, they certainly seem to have like won the prize of this realm. They've embodied what it is and what it's all about, to where they could finally like flow with it. They got into that flow state. That fucking flow state is so beautiful. Like when you're in the zone and you become one with the universe, body, mind, and spirit. You don't even have to think about what you're doing. You just are. And what you are is perfection in all of its glory. It's pretty fucking cool. Those moments of flow state, they certainly are worth all of those moments of suffering, because like when you're suffering, it sucks. It sucks. We all know it. We all know when you're suffering, it sucks. But it will end, and it always does end. It does. You know, you've seen it. You can look at it. You've gone through your moments. You've gone through your trials. You've gone through your ordeals. Some of them are longer than others. Some of them are no big deal. Some of them leave a little bit of a lasting mark or a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth. But the main thing is that, like, yes, you always do get through it. You always will get through it. You really should never feel like all hope is lost and that tomorrow isn't going to come, because most likely it is, and you will get another chance. You will have an opportunity to make things right. You will have another chance to show up properly and to do what you got to do. Like, that's what I was saying too. That's about it. That's all we have. Yeah. Yes. Until then. But that's about all I got, y'all. Sorry, Aaron, that I wish that you had gotten here earlier, but I'm just so glad to see you, my friend, and I'm glad that you're doing good. I know you just woke up because you get up at night and sleep during the day, and that's a great way to go about it too. I wish I could do that. I do that sometimes, but it just all fucking depends, you know. But I wanted to say, like, thanks everybody for being here. I love you guys very, very fucking much. I hope everybody's doing good. Like, I really sincerely do. I hope that life is treating you well. I hope that you have everything that you need, and I hope that you have a smile on your face. Yeah. I want the best for all of you, sincerely. I mean that. So, wherever you are, whoever you are, because I know so many of my motherfuckers out there smell my face, smell it good, smell it so good, baby. And I'll see you soon.